There we go. Yay. Okay, ladies. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for being here today on this International Women's Day. And I guess my first question to you guys is, how did your group get started? When I heard about you guys, I was like, oh, you guys have to let me join. This is awesome. And also, what's your mission with this? How did it come about, and what's your mission with it?
So which one of us wants to answer?
Esther wants to answer.
I think Esther, actually being the person who reached out to everybody perhaps about a month ago, 2 months ago, should be the one to jump in and answer that question.
Sure. Hi, I'm Esther Hobbs, and I'm with Women's March, Monterey Bay. And what kind of happened was a few of us were getting together, chatting a little bit, and realized how much support we can be for each other and how many connections we can make together. And so we kind of put our thinking hats on and said, who can we invite to be a part of this group? And what was great is that we all kind of came together to be supportive of one another and to really help engage in dialogues that will make us better leaders in our communities, and really just be understanding with where we all were at everybody's places. And just, we kind of came together. And what's really been great is that even when we're not all together in a group, we have a great text message group that's coming together and helping with things that don't even have to do with politics or don't have to do with, even with women, just ways we can support one another in our communities.
Gotcha. Tell me about the 3 C's, because Caroline was telling me about your connections, capacity, and confidence. Talk about the 3 C's.
So yeah, I'll jump in real quick.
Great.
So I'm a new council person, and so for me, leadership is fairly new, and so for me to connect with women who have been leaders for a while, who are leaders in different capacities, it has been empowering and comforting, and provides me with confidence and that connection that I need to others in the community, so that I could be a good leader for my community. So they have been people I can lean on, that I can talk to, that I can ask questions to. And so again, that support network, I feel like makes me a better leader for my community.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'd like to jump in on this one as well. Thank you, Kim, for that. And I think for me, the connection and the capacity portion is really important of being part of this support system. So for me, I think the other thing that's important is we all come from different parts of Monterey County. But at the end, it's really breaking those biases and really making sure that we work together, and that we understand that the resources that are provided are for the entire Monterey County. Our communities may look different. We may have different demographics, but at the end of the day, the community needs of the connection and the confidence and the capacity building for all women, I think is unique, and it's our common thread. And so it's really important for us to be able to connections that from other women that, don't have, my same background, but we have a common interest. And the common interest is, how do we build better communities? How do we build more inclusive communities? And through this group, we've been able to accomplish that. Also in terms of, the empowerment portion that Kim talked about, is how do we empower one another to be able to continue to do some of the work that we do in our communities at different levels. Sometimes it becomes challenging, and we need the support system to be able to help us get through some of the challenges that we have, to be better leaders, to be better mothers, to be better, friends, to be, better elected officials. So this is, for me, an amazing part of, as women, finding common ground for a common purpose.
Is there any example that you guys can think of where there's been a moment that you guys say, like, wow, this is making a difference. We are playing a role somehow, and we are better together. Our minds are better together, and we're making some change.
I would say that the event that happened last Friday, Anna, I think is a good one to highlight here. But I'll let you tell the story because it's really your story.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, Christine. So I think that's a good story in terms of highlighting that. So I know obviously we shared with you just the event that happened for the girls soccer team in Soledad, and how devastated for me as a mayor I was that they, didn't win the championship and worked so hard for it. A mistake that was not theirs, obviously, but they were the ones that felt the brunt of that mistake. And so it was really heartbreaking. I came to this group and I said, I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. I want to do something. What can we do? And the collective group jumped in right away.
Did we lose Anna?
I think so.
I wonder.
When she comes back, perhaps you can just pick up where she left off, because that was such an impactful story, and it's the way she was describing it. But I will just say one thing before she comes back is this morning I was at the Board of Supervisors and I had the opportunity to lead the Pledge of Allegiance because it was International Women's Day. And Chair Adams read a resolution for International Women's Day. And one of the things she pointed out that, we don't really reflect on that often, except on days like today, which is that there is no one place in the entire world where women have equal rights to men. And so equality is something that doesn't exist anywhere. And so combined with that reality, one of the things that really excited me when I got Esther's email is I tend to think that women have qualities that are unique to leadership that, sometimes may just be that forward thinking, looking out for community, Anna's desire to do something that would help the girls soccer team get through this really difficult time. And so the idea that together collectively as women, we could lean on each other and brainstorm together and strategize together and then move forward together. Anna's trying to get back into the waiting room.
You know what? I think because Veronica is the host now, maybe Veronica has to let her in.
Oh, you got to let her in. Sorry about that.
There we go.
Do you see her, Veronica?
Yeah, she's coming back.
Okay.
Hey, Anna.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
You were on a roll. Just pick up where you left off. It was great.
No, sorry about that. It was just multiple phone calls. Anyways, I was saying, I reached out to the group. I said, I'm devastated. What can we do? How can we make this better? And how can we support this group of amazing athletes that have worked so hard to get to where they're at? And immediately, this support system just jumped on with different ideas. What can we do here? What about this? What about that? And collectively, it was a support system that came together with, let's reach out to these different athletes and let's put together these videos for these women, for these, for our girls soccer team. And so did it make a difference? Definitely. When we showed those videos on Friday, did that make a difference to the girls in the room and to the parents and to my community? Absolutely.
Gotcha.
So that's, I think, definitely one of the powerful contributions, right? Or of how we together collectively as women can make a difference in our communities. And this is just the beginning. Obviously, there's a lot more that we all do and that we're all doing together. But that's definitely one of the examples. And for me, it's just, a great example of women coming together for a common purpose, for a greater good.
Yeah,
together we're better.
It was nice to see. And one of the things I also asked myself, on this day is, what barriers, what glass ceilings are still left for us to shatter?
Equity. I mean, just plain equity. I mean, there's so many firsts, right? We have all of these opportunities to congratulate women who have broken a glass ceiling, but so many times it's just one woman. Anna Velasquez is the first woman mayor in the city of Soledad since the city's founding. That's 100 years, right? And we have really, truly only seen a handful of women who've ever been on the board of supervisors. We have a race for the assembly right now in our new AD 30 district. There may be a woman that's elected. There may not be a woman, but there's a woman. There are 2 women in the race. If one of those women win, it will be the first time that a woman has ever represented this stretch of coastline, since, the state of California was formed. So there are so many opportunities for women to participate, where we've never seen that happen yet. And so we still haven't reached 30% in the state legislature. We have so many opportunities to just bring not just equity, but more women's perspectives to the table, to the decision-making table. So I think there's huge opportunities everywhere.
I know that you guys, one of the things I'm sure you work on is networking and connecting women to resources, I understand, but is there a goal there that you guys have in mind together that you guys have been working towards?
I just loved that I got the text from Esther, and it was a book club. Mm-hmm. And I, as a woman, I mean, we tend to be so busy that you don't carve out time to educate yourself. And the idea that I could come together with smart women and not just strategize and be activists, but to just sit around and educate myself. I mean, there's so many things that I don't carve out the time because I'm just a busy woman, that was really appealing to me. And then what came out of it, obviously, was this action with the girls' soccer team.
Yeah. And I guess I kind of forget, because I look at you guys and I'm just like, wow, you guys are a group of powerful women, movers and shakers in our community. But I think I needed to take a step back and just think that you guys see this also as a place where you can feel comfortable and also kind of be vulnerable with your feelings, right? Like have a space.
Yeah, Brene Brown was the last Dare to Lead was the book that we talked about last month, and so talk about being vulnerable. It is a place where we can go, and I can talk to these women and say, I need help with this, or I'm working on this and I need your help, to move this forward. And so it provides that necessary comfort that I need to do things better. But to have a safe place to talk about the things that we're experiencing, either in our workplace or, within our elected areas, it's nice to have that connection to people who would identify with what we're talking about. And so it's beautiful to have that.
Yeah, no, and if I can say a couple of words on that too, and I think vulnerability obviously is a big word, right? And sometimes, as women, especially as women in leadership, we're expected to conduct ourselves a certain way. We're expected, to have it together. And so this is a space, at least for me, where I'm able just to be able to show my emotions. I'm able just to be, Anna. I'm able just to be who I am. I'm able just to be a mom, to see things at a different perspective as well. And just to be able to be in a place where it's trusted women that I know what I say is going to be kept in confidence, and the feedback that I'm going to get is going to be positive, and it's going to be constructive, and it's not going to come from any other place, but because we support each other, because we want the best for each other, because we know that we all have challenges, but we also understand that we all have the capacity and abilities, and how do we provide each other with that support system as well. And vulnerability is something that, it's part of who we are. But in many of our arenas, it's really difficult to be in that space.
Okay.
Esther, how many of us are there? 10, 12?
I think there's 12 of us that are in the group. Not all of us have all been together at the same time, but there are several of us that come together. And I think we're able to really reach out to each other and support each other. Just knowing that we're all out there and have each other's backs is one way to support each other. But the other thing is, when we're all together, it's amazing the diversity of experiences that we have, and age and wisdom that comes together, because just even having someone listen to stories helps us heal. And that's been really powerful for me to watch.
What book are you guys reading right now?
I think we're continuing on with Brene Brown, because I'll be vulnerable and say I didn't actually read the book last time. So we're working on that still.
I know. How do you guys find the time? Because we have so many, these days it's hard to manage your role as, working mom, bosses, elected officials. I mean, how do you
I'll tell you,
manage?
for me, I lie down with a book at night and I'm asleep within 2 pages. So audiobooks are lifesavers.
Yeah, I'll say I haven't been able to go to an in-person meeting yet. We're all kind of on this different spectrum of COVID cautiousness. And so the group texting has been so valuable, because it's clear immediately that this is a place where women benefit from sharing common challenges and finding creative solutions as a team. And it's a very, very safe place for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, I think I'm good. I only have a minute and a half to put on air. But I very much appreciate your time. Is there anything you guys wanted to add, a message to other women who will watch this about maybe, I don't know, finding a network within their community, finding a support group?
I would say, really don't wait. Don't make it happen for yourselves now, whether it's your next door neighbor and it's just 2 of you to begin, or it can look as however you want it to look, it can look like. There's no set pattern where it has to be 8 people at this time every month or even monthly. Just reach out and make those connections.
Great point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. And well, this will be on tonight at 11.
Wow.
And Veronica, we welcome you to our group anytime.
Oh, thank you. I would benefit. When I first arrived, I was like, I'm going to make so many connections and I'm going to get out there and meet people. And then COVID struck. So now I'm doing all my meet and greets.
Yeah, we'll add you to the group if you're okay with that. I've got your cell number. I'll add you.
I would love that.
That would be
you're
great.
in.
Thank you.
Super.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, ladies, have a good evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.